So in today's video, I'm going to go over common sense and how it actually works. There are actually so many people that misuse this term or just don't understand it at all. So first off, common sense is having or showing the ability to make sensible decisions. And there actually is a few misconceptions that a lot of people have. Common sense is not common knowledge. Common knowledge is something that a whole group of people know is a fact. Like for example, North America is a continent. That's common knowledge. Common sense, on the other hand, it's using information that you have gained from experiences and or knowledge in order to make a decision based on reason. I'm going to give you a few examples so this makes more sense. Okay, let's go back in time when there was a few humans living on the earth. Person A and person B was going hunting. They needed to gather some food. They saw a tree, and on that tree, they saw a few round objects. They weren't sure what they were. So person A told person B he's going to go ahead and try to get a few of them. As soon as person A took a bite of the fruit or whatever the object was, person A lost consciousness. Person B didn't think too much of this because he was just on the sideline. He didn't know what was going on. So he then saw another creature came along and took a bite of another round object, and the same thing happened to the creature. So person B came to the conclusion now that there is something wrong with the object. So going forward, this sets a framework of how person B would act whenever he came against or came across substances that he had no idea about. He would try to test them to see if they were good, or he would just completely ignore unknown objects. That's a form of common sense because he used the experience he had with person A to identify the situation and then made a decision based on his observations to came to a reasonable conclusion. Now let's use the knowledge part. For example, we know that most substances have a density. Therefore, depending on the density of something, it can sink or it can float in water. Water have a high density compared to most materials. That's why those materials they float whenever they go into the water. So if a human dropped in the water, he would sink. So with someone with common sense in this case, knowing this information, they would try to get a substance that would have less density compared to water and then put their body into that substance or material so that they can float whenever they're on the water surface. That's a form of common sense because again, you use knowledge and or experience you have in order to come to a conclusion that's based on reason. All right, with that being said, I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, peace.